Hey y'all, welcome back to Holistically Raw, the space where women learn to set boundaries, stop people pleasing, and finally come home to themselves. I'm your coach, Rashida, and I'm here to remind you that self respect isn't about being hard, it's about being whole. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button because every week we're breaking free from habits that keep women small. So let's talk about the cycle we've all been in. You explain, you justify, you overshare just to be understood. And after that, they still don't care. You tell them your boundaries, right? They test them, of course. You say, that hurt me. They say, you're too sensitive. So you reword it. You soften it. You start taking responsibility for their behavior. And before you know it, you're the one apologizing for reacting instead of them apologizing for acting. That's how women lose themselves. Not all at once, but one explanation at a time. Every time you defend what should be obvious, you teach people that your peace is negotiable. And here's the truth: self respect begins where over explaining ends. When you respect yourself, you no longer audition for understanding. You stop trying to convince people that your emotions are valid. You know what I'm saying? You stop performing calmness for people who thrive on your confusion. There's a difference between clarity and convincing. You feel me? Clarity says, this is how I feel, and this is what I need. Convincing says, please believe me. One protects your peace while the other drains it. So, a few years back, I was that woman, defending my boundaries like I was a lawyer on trial. Every no came with a 5-minute explanation. I wanted everyone to like me, to understand me, to never think that I was mean. Guess what? They thought that anyway. Until one day I caught myself typing a text that started with, I just want to explain why. And I stopped mid sentence. I realized I wasn't explaining for clarity, I was explaining to be accepted. And I heard this quiet voice inside say, girl, you don't owe anyone a paragraph for your piece. That was the day I learned that self respect is quiet. It doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it doesn't perform. It simply says, I said what I said. And that's the energy I want you to walk in. Now, let's talk about how the art of self respect shows up in 3 areas of life. Let's start with relationships. Stop explaining why you're leaving places that dishonor you. When a person values you, they don't need a PowerPoint presentation to treat you right. Love is not a debate club. Walk away from inconsistency. You don't owe closure to chaos. And then we have communication. Self respect sounds like boundaries with no backstory. I'm not available for that. I've already shared how I feel. I'm choosing peace right now. Short, clear, and calm. That's feminine authority, not aggression. You do not have to defend your tone when your intention is clear. Then we have everyday choices. Self respect shows up in what you allow on a normal day. It's how you talk to yourself when no one's watching. It's what you tolerate when you're tired. It's whether you keep promises to yourself after breaking them for everyone else. Every small decision that says, me too, instead of me first, chips away at your foundation. You can't build a peaceful life on a pattern of self betrayal. So let's take a moment. Breathe in with me. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now ask yourself, where have I been explaining instead of exiting? Who benefits from my confusion? What part of me still believes that peace requires performance? Write this in your journal tonight. My boundaries don't need permission. My silence is sacred. I walk away in peace. That's the moment you step out of survival and back into self-respect. When you master self-respect, everything shifts. You stop chasing validation and start commanding energy. You stop proving your loyalty to people who question it. You stop explaining your standards and you start embodying them. People will say you've changed, and yup, they right. You finally became someone who loves herself enough to choose peace over participation. Walking away doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. It means you've graduated from confusion. It means you've chosen your sanity over someone else's comfort. And once you taste that peace, you will not go back. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to hit that like button. Share it with another woman who needs to remember her power. And subscribe to Holistically Raw for more weekly talks about self-love, boundaries, and emotional freedom. And if you're ready to go deeper, download my free self-love journal starter kit or join my next workshop at holisticallyraw.com. Remember, you don't need to explain your worth. Just walk in it. Love y'all.